Welcome in, Dan Hardenbrook. Glad to have you along. It's time now to take a look at your latest local news from around the region with your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. Your news headlines today brought to you by Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center.
Dr. Andy Hollenbeck is a Petoskey surgeon who practices 2 days a week at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center with three very important words: colon cancer screening.
Colon cancer screening start at the age of 45 for average risk individuals. This is a change from previous 50-year-old starting age.
Colon cancer is one of the most easily prevented cancers because screenings can stop it before it can begin.
Screenings to remove polyps, which are small outgrowths within the colon. These polyps can be precancerous, which if left in your colon for a long enough period of time will eventually change into colon cancer.
Colonoscopies remove the polyp, preventing the cancer.
Remove them and send them to the pathologist or the lab, and this prevents them from changing into colon cancer.
Dr. Hollenbeck urges not putting off colon cancer screenings.
However, it is very beneficial to your overall health in preventing colon cancer. It's timely and the ability to go home shortly after.
Talk to your primary care provider about colon cancer screenings today. Helen Newberry Joy. Your health, our passion.
In your latest local news, US 2 finally reopened between St. Ignace and Brevoort after a weekend closure shut down one of the busiest stretches of roadway in the Upper Peninsula. Due to the weather conditions, US 2 was shut down in the eastern UP on Friday, remained closed throughout the weekend as crews worked to remove tons of snow, ice, frozen drifts, and dangerous road conditions. Mackinac County road crews with the Road Commission, as well as MDOT, continued to work hard throughout the weekend around the clock, with the roadway finally reopening shortly after 6:30 last evening. The shutdown caused commuters traveling to and from the Upper Peninsula to seek detours and extend their trips as the roadway was impassable due to those weather conditions. Again, US 2 is fully reopened in the eastern UP after its weekend closure. Columbus Township has announced that their clerk will be staying on board. Columbus Township Clerk Jeff Anderson, who originally planned to resign at the beginning of the year, has agreed to stay on with assistance from Deputy Clerk Don Leach. The decision has left Columbus Township in a more stable condition for the time being as they look to fill positions. The announcement came at their January 13th board meeting. After announcing his resignation due to health problems late last year, the Columbus Township Board was again facing uncertain future, with discussions of merging with another township taking place as a last resort. Anderson originally had a resignation date of December 31st, 2025, and extended that date a couple of weeks in hopes of having it resolved at that January 13th meeting. Last fall, the Township Board began searching for a replacement. Advertisements were placed with no candidates stepping forward. Townships legally cannot function without a clerk, which is a crucial position of the 5-member board in Columbus Township. The clerk maintains voter records, conducts elections, and other duties. Anderson and Leach decided to stay in office for the time being as a potential new clerk is searched for. You can get more information by checking out the most recent edition of the Newberry News. Lewis County Pet Pals will hold their next regular meeting this week. It'll take place Tuesday night at 6 p.m. at the Northern Nook Books and Games Store on West McMillan Avenue. That's located at the old State Farm Insurance Building. Anyone interested in joining Pet Pals or learning more about the organization is welcome to attend. The group is planning projects for 2026 and wants you to bring your ideas. Again, the next regular Pet Pals meeting is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at Northern Nook Books and Games in Newberry. The U.S. Coast Guard has announced that cutting crews have begun ice operations on the Straits of Mackinac. The Coast Guard cutters Mackinac and Nia Bay conducted ice-breaking operations to help free, assist, and escort vessels transiting the Great Lakes earlier this month. The Mackinac freed and escorted the 678-foot motor vessel Wilfred Sykes by ice on Lake Huron. Nia Bay directly assisted the 1,000-foot-plus American Spirit, which was icebound on Lake Erie. The Coast Guard says both missions are direct results of Great Lakes District ice-breaking operations. Operation Takanite and Operation Coal Shovel were the most recent projects. The domestic ice-breaking operations established to provide ice-breaking services that assist vessels in emergency or urgent situations, assist communities in need, and help facilitate navigation on the Great Lakes ice-covered waterways. The operation was deemed successful. You can check out videos of the ice-breaking operations by going on to the Coast Guard Facebook page or website to see those operations in action. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. That's your latest local news. It is your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. Your news brought to you by Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. At HNJH, your health is their passion. For more information, go online to hnjh.org. Time now to check in with sports. Busy night for the Newberry boys and girls basketball teams, both in action as they look to continue their strong season so far. The boys will be in Manistee to take on the Emeralds. JV game at 5:45 with the varsity to follow. Both the JV and varsity contests in Manistee will have live video play-by-play coverage on the M123 FM and My Manistee Facebook pages. The Lady Indians hit the road. They travel to Rudyard, putting their perfect EUP conference record on the line. It's a big matchup between the Lady Indians and the Lady Bulldogs. 5:45, the JV varsity game to follow from the Harris Call Gymnasium in Rudyard. Anticipation already high for Tuesday night's rivalry matchup. The Engadine Eagles and the Newberry boys will battle at the JL DeCook Gymnasium. 5:45 in the JV with the varsity to follow Tuesday night. The matchup is set for Super Bowl 60. The Patriots are back in the big game. They beat the Broncos 10-7 to win the AFC title in a defensive battle. The Patriots 14-3 now on the season. Haven't lost a road game all year under coach Mike Vrabel. Won Super Bowls with the Patriots as a player, now returning to the Super Bowl as a head coach. It was a great battle back and forth in the NFC title game. Matt Stafford comes up just short of finally reaching the big game. 374 yards and 3 touchdowns, not enough for Stafford, as the Seahawks, under former Michigan assistant Mike McDonald, head back to the Super Bowl with a 31-27 win. Seahawks and Patriots have previously met in one prior Super Bowl, won by New England. Super Bowl 60 coming your way in 2 weeks. It's Sunday night, February 8th from San Francisco. Your latest local weather forecast for the day today. Slight chance of snow showers, partly sunny. Still dealing with cold temperatures. Highs near 10 with wind chill values dripping down to -10. Tuesday, 40% chance of snow, cloudy, a high in the mid-teens, wind chills between -5 and -15. Wednesday, slight chance of snow, cloudy, a high near 12. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. Have a great start to your week. It is your Newberry News Update on M123 FM.
Covering stories that interest the community, readers have come to depend on the Newberry News. Subscribe to the digital edition for early Wednesday morning access or get the print edition delivered to your doorstep. The Newberry News, your news and information leader.